are live. Episode 18, the Larrys, Larry P., Lawrence, Joseph Melnyk, two-time Stanley Cup champion, and the Tariff Czar, and the Architect, Clint Bell.
Hello, hello. Hi, Billy.
Already in the house.
We're
Jessica's
here.
brother.
Larry, Clint, Larry. Gentlemen, how goes it?
LLC.
On the waterfront, Stella!
I'm going to throw this out. You guys won't even know what the hell this is. Coquitlam. Oh, jeez.
One of your little, one of your little foo-foo drinks?
Clint's, Jessica's brother's got the foo-foos.
I got the
Kokanee is
platinum
one of our,
tonight, man.
in British Columbia, Kokanee is one of our biggest sellers. Supposedly, the water melts from the mountains and then they turn it into beer, clean it up, put all those preservatives in, and it's actually a good tasting beer.
Never heard of it. Clint?
Did you know that Bud Light Platinum is brewed for the night?
Whoa.
Brewed
Not
for the
either.
night.
Hey, Clint, is it me or does Larry seem a little portly?
What do you mean?
Seems a little chubby tonight. Did you put on a few? You're back to those rich dinners at 5 o'clock and sauces and gravies and.
Oh,
Is Rochelle cooking?
no.
Usually
So-
that's your
So I'm going to Phoenix on Sunday for 3 weeks. You were invited. I'm not sure why. I think my wife invited you. I didn't, for sure.
Paul Melnyk invited me.
Exactly. Yeah, my brother. So, and he's gone. He went home. He's getting, he's got like MRIs and X-rays of his hips. He's a mess. He's getting, I don't think he's watching tonight, so I'm going to abuse him. But anyways.
Good. Did you send him his red check?
He's rich. Don't worry. So even though he's my brother, he still charged me. So no, you know what? So I live on a mountain. I lived on Melnyk Mountain. Now I live on Burke Mountain, which is a smaller mountain than the big mountain. But there's lots of mountains here in Vancouver, Coquitlam, and surrounding areas. So yesterday, I went and did the Coquitlam Crunch, which is 425 steps to start at a 45-degree angle. And I'm almost done. I'm 65. I'm retired. Today's a great day, though, by the way, too, Lawrence. Because old age came in, my pay and my Canada pension came in.
Wow.
So I went out and had a couple of beers and, so anyways. So
you went to your post office box and you got the checks.
Everything. And then on the 1st, I'll get the NHL pension. And we're still working on those, you Americans and your freaking Social Security. It's a little tougher to get. But anyways, so I'm
going
trying
to bat for you, and I reached out, and I believe the Hershey Bears owe you about $16. So if they can't pay up, me and Clint will incorporate that with next show's tariff fee to bring you on board. But they owe you some money in the States.
Well, send me some Hershey chocolate bars. I don't give a crap. Just send me something. I got abused. I got sliced and diced. I got beat up for the first 3 years of my career by all the tough guys you've ever heard of. And I didn't fight them all, but anyways, I'm owed that money. So anyways, I'm doing the frickin' mountain. I'm at step 250, which is halfway, and I'm dying. My hips are sore. My calves are sore. Everything bad. So it usually, when I was in good shape, I could do it in up and down in 50 minutes. I'd walk up and I could run down, and it's not easy. It's not good. It's not good on your knees when I got bad knees to be running down. But anyways, it took me an hour and 10. But here's the thing. So, like I said, I'm leaving for Phoenix on Sunday, and I haven't had a massage, a chiropractor, physio, nothing. After I did that walk up and run a little bit of run down, I went to a chiropractor, Chinese guy, strongest little guy. He's a little taller than you. He's about 4'5", about 190. He's 2 inches taller than you. And he asked me like you couldn't believe. He's got that, that gun the freaking vibrating gun. He's got that on my back and done it, everything. So,
Rambo Jack 3000.
yeah, that. And then I go to the physio guy, Gossam. He took my knee from being bent like this to almost straight. So he puts me through the freaking ringer. And then I go to the
little Asian woman stand on you and lay
no.
your back.
So listen to this one. And I've told a couple of people and they said, holy shit, that is amazing. This is an amazing story. So I go to a place called Momentum Therapy for massage. And I think you might like guys touching you in a massage, but I don't. Okay.
On the contrary, I prefer and I always recommend that they better have a female.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah. So, and that's not a knock against anybody, right? We're just talking.
Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I prefer to have a female as well. I don't want an Adam's apple back there.
We're just talking here. So I phone in, and the massage is $80. The physio is $145, and the chiro is $60. And I have no medical, I have no coverage anymore. So there's $300 gone.
So all your checks that came in today went out.
Well, yeah, pretty much. And that's not even hitting the visa bill. Yeah.
Willie, he does.
Willie.
I was with him in Vegas.
I'll send you a picture, Willie, and I'll charge you $30. Anyways.
Plus postage.
Yeah, exactly. Well, here's now that I'm off track. So in let's say, what is it, 2025? Let's say early 2000s, people would send me stuff, and it wasn't a lot, like pictures and send autographs to me. How they found me, I have no idea. But I'd have to pay for postage. Now, when they send pictures and everything, they pay for postage, or they'll put in $2 American or whatever to pay for postage if I sign and send back. So, anyways, back to I'm on a soliloquy. We just freaking started. I'm on a soliloquy. So the massage girl, I phoned Momentum, and I usually had Ashley, Jade. Now it's Sarah. It used to be there was two twins, two girls, and then but this Sarah. So I walk in, and Sarah, I look at her, and I'm saying, she's completely blind. She's a blind masseuse.
What?
She's blind. And she's got her dog right there. And when she finished with me, I said to the reception, I said, that woman tried to kill me.
Did she roll you over?
She was so freaking good. She started at so for my knees, and I've said this, I think before, they will grind because everything's a continuous like tissue or veins and what do you call it?
Ligaments, tendons.
Ligaments. Thank you.
I was I'm thinking like Billy Kay. Did she roll you over? And
No. This is on. No, I don't do that shit. But anyway,
apparently it's a small package.
We're going to get into that too because I've got this. We're going to talk about that.
Should we bring Rochelle on?
She was freaking amazing. She made me like starting. I said, "Is that your elbow?" She said, "No, that's my thumb." I said, "You're freaking kidding me!" And I started sweating. Like she was grinding my calves all the way up to like the inside of my thighs. Anyways, so I feel great. I'm getting ready for Phoenix. I can hardly wait to get the hell out of this shit.
Beautiful. On that note, March Madness continues tonight. Sweet 16. My Florida Gators are on now as we speak, taking on Maryland out in San Francisco. Go Gators. And now, one Larry Joseph Melnyk reached out to me during the week, which is somewhat uncommon, and just said, I love AC/DC. I want to talk about AC/DC, hence the shirts. So we have the Larry Melnyk and the Larry P, AC/DC, each of our top 5 of all time. So, Larry, I defer to you. Let's hear your top 5 and we'll compare.
Okay, first of all, it's not even close, okay? I've been listening and watching these guys since, I believe, 1973 when I was 13 years old. 14, 15, we'd go to Winnipeg Beach or Grand Beach in Winnipeg. We'd be listening to this music. We'd be in tents. Some guys that had money were in cabins. We'd be at the beach listening to these guys, trying to chase girls if they were nice enough to talk to us. But that is me. So that is me, obviously, where Angus is supposed to be. That's Steve Smith, my neighbor. He's kind of like the Billy Neshin of New Jersey. He implements my head into pictures like that. So having said that, Facebook, I'm on Facebook every night. And what I've learned over the last, 40 some years, Angus and Malcolm always start out with a little guitar. Then Phil Rudd starts with the drums. And then Bon Scott starts in with the music, or Brian Johnson starts out in with the music. So my top 5 is going to be Hell's Bells. It's a Long Way to the Top. Jailbreak. And I'm going off the top of my head here. You Shook Me All Night Long. And Highway to Hell.
Okay. We have several in common here. I have Highway to Hell on my top 5, in no particular order, mind you. Back in Black.
Oh.
TNT.
Yep.
Hell's Bells. And For Those About Rock. I'll throw a little curveball at you, like your little blind masseuse did today.
Did nobody say Thunderstruck or If You Want Blood, You Got It? No, that didn't make anybody.
Thunderstruck would be on my top 10. You Shook Me All Night Long. Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. Let There Be Rock, of course. And Shoot.
Billy Kay agrees with that one.
Billy Kay, dear.
Okay, so yes. the real gurus of rock and roll, if you look on, Thunderstruck is probably the most song that is requested, and it's number 1, which I disagree with because I don't even really like that. I like where they start with the guitar, heavy guitar with Angus and Malcolm, and then they get into the, which is a long way. Even Live Wire is a better song, I think, than Thunderstruck, but it's debatable, but they are by far, and let's name off, like, while we're out here, what's your top 5 bands that you like? I think they're by far
they're in my top 5.
No, Lawrence, no, nay. They are by far the best band ever. I don't give a shit about
my top 5. It's hard to equate, 1, 2, because I like Springsteen. I'm a big Southside Johnny the Jukes fan. I'm a huge Beatles fan. I love AC/DC. It's tough in that respect, and we'll talk about something later on in the show about a top 4 or 5 about something else. But I love them. It reminds me of my high school days. I graduated in '80. That was the era, late '70s, early '80s. So we're in agreement.
One of their songs, I think it's a long way. It's a long way to the top. Like, they were in the beginning, like most bands, they're trying to grind it out. I don't think they're getting thrown, like fruit thrown at them, apples, tomatoes, boot off they're getting in fights. And Angus, again, I'm sorry to do this to you all the time, but Angus is probably an inch taller than you, and he's 4'4". And
you seem to have a little edge tonight. I thought you would be calm with the blind masseuse package, but I apologize if you got upset. You look a little heavy tonight, and it's just that you're drinking and you're eating before you go down to Arizona for 10 days. There you go. Look at him here. Look at Denny Terrio, Melnyk.
Hey,
he's got his little suit on with his Vancouver and light beer.
GQ, here we come.
Look at him. You look good. You got your gel from the box store.
Yeah.
But now I got a little surprise for you.
Oh,
We're going to bring back Thursday night at the fights. We exhausted all of your fights and fisticuffs in season 1. So something new now in season 2. We will select a great fight, and one Lawrence Joseph Melnyk will provide his expert analysis. Clint, cue it up. Wow. Tonight, we feature Domi against the late, great Bob Probert. 2 tough guys that didn't like each other. Larry, you're on.
Well, this was after I think Domi does the thing with the championship, or maybe this is the fight. I don't remember, but Domi is what, 5'8", Probert 6'4".
Domi's about 3 inches smaller than me.
Yeah, I don't think so. He's about 4 inches taller than you. And so, but these guys, like, you could hit Domi with a freaking brick and it doesn't hurt him. Same with Probert.
He had a bunch of fights, but look at him here. Here the Rangers in white at the Garden. Bobby Probert, Red Wings. Look at him go here. Look at the punches. Oh, he got him down.
Yeah. When I fought, if it went for 5 or 10 seconds, that was good enough. A few punches, get the hell out of there, go to the penalty box, and that's it. But that's heavyweight right there. That's way different. That's heavyweight.
That was fun. We're going to start to introduce this to the shows in season 2. I want to have some fun now with something else now and create, both of us, and Clint can participate, Billy K, everybody at home, play at home, a pick 4. I want to create a Mount Rushmore for hockey. Now, it's extremely difficult because you've got different generations and different criteria. So mine, in no particular order, the top 4 again, mind you. Bobby Orr, Wayne Gretzky, Mario Lemieux, Gordie Howe. Now, as Ovechkin only needs 6 more goals to pass the great one, who do you bump off to keep the 4? Larry, who are your 4?
I agree with you for the first time ever. I got nothing to say. You got to have 5 now.
We got 4. You can't have 5. You have to put Ovechkin if he passes Gretzky. But what do? Do you bump off Lemieux?
Do you think Lemieux is better than Gretzky?
No.
I've been watching on my phone for some reason. It's like the YouTube people are watching what I'm watching, but I've been watching. So this just before the show, I find the Winnipeg Jets versus the Edmonton Oilers, 1985 first round. The Winnipeg Jets had Howard Chuck, although he was hurt. Put Howard Chuck up there. Like, I played with alumni hockey with him. Like, there's just a difference between like up here and then down here.
This is greatness. And then in the pre-show, Clint made a very good observation. Do you have to put a goalie in? But it's not by position. It's a Mount Rushmore. You can only have 4.
Clint, don't say the Frenchman.
No, I don't know who it is, but I feel like there should be at least one goalie up there.
Who?
No, I don't know who. I think
goalie. I don't know. And that's, everybody's got the debate, right? You could sit here and talk forever. Like, who's better, Jordan or LeBron?
You can't compare eras. It's a different game. But if you're only restricted to the 4, I think that's it. Gordie Howe, they called the king. Gretzky, the great one. Bobby Orr, greatest defenseman. Totally changed the game with his game. And I got to put Lemieux in there. But legitimately, Ovechkin now is going to set the all-time scoring record. So how do you keep him off a list?
Okay, so I'm playing with Paul Coffey, and he scored more goals in 1 year than Orr did. He broke the record. Where's Coff in there?
I would put him in the top 10.
Well,
another friend of Billy K, who's just in New York, but it's a very tough. You got
Potvin, 4 Stanley Cups in a row.
Bossy, Trottier, Potvin. They got the 4 back-to-back cups with the Islanders.
Yeah. You could debate this all day long. All I know is, let's confirm AC/DC is the best band ever. Okay,
I agree.
Next.
Okay, Ranger updates. Sadly, what we expected, awful.
Yeah.
Running out of time. Playoff hopes hinge on the current California trip. A loss to LA on Tuesday. They play Anaheim, I believe, tonight or tomorrow, followed by San Jose this weekend. Now, it looks like one of 5 or 6 teams will ultimately get that final playoff spot with 3 weeks remaining in the season. Trades, firings and changes are coming, you can bet. Sadly, the way they started the season and ended last year. Anyway, it is what it is. Clint got a photo, the newest Florida Panther, Brad Marchand. Most likely he's going to play this weekend for the Panthers, pending tomorrow's team skate. So I despised the guy for 16 years as a Bruin and in the Four Nations, but the Panthers have to be the odds-on favorite to win again, although Edmonton, Colorado, and Dallas, very formidable in the West.
Marchand will not hurt you.
No.
He's only going to make the coach's decision. Who do I play? How much does he play? He's 36, but
he's a winner. He's got the pedigree. He's going to earn the respect already immediately. He's going to fit right in. He's chippy, and I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Larry Melnyk, one of your favorite topics outside of ACDC. Let's talk some beer.
Beer.
You like that? I know you love it. I've witnessed it.
Sure.
45/47 apparently is a fan of Hulk's new beer, the All-American beer.
Huh. Is that Clint's doing? I've never even seen that.
It's here in the States. I've yet to have it. Hulk Hogan's traveled around the state, promoting it, but All-American beer. And Clint, I believe we know today. Here you go. Here's the poster boy for PB. Look at him, nice, clean shaven. He's got a little short sleeve, little floral shirt on. Yeah. Summer evening in Coquitlam.
Looks like I'm
want to spend money on PBRs.
He does, and clearly he spends money on massages, manicures, pedicures, hot wax.
What am I doing? Am I going hunting there, or what the hell?
Looks like a bow and arrow.
Yeah,
very clean, well coiffed.
Yeah.
Bottle of beer poured beautifully in a nice Pilsner glass.
Which brings me to, and we hey, listen, people, we don't script this. We're flying off the seat of our ass and pants.
Nay.
So listen, 3 days till Phoenix. And I think we might have touched about this.
It was a Bruce Willis movie, wasn't it?
Yeah, Manscaping. No, so we're in Phoenix at the chocolate bar. Stretched.
Believe me, I just got the credit card bill.
Stretched his wallet a little bit, but we talked a little bit about manscaping. And I'm not going to tell the people what Lawrence said, but I'm going to tell, and I've said this before, even when I was on the show with the fucking jabroni that screwed me in the back. We won't mention his name, but whatever. So every time I go on a holiday, Vegas, now Phoenix, New York, wherever I go, whenever I go, I do the manscaping. And it's a full with the Gillette. What is it? Gillette Brawn. Okay. And you just turn it on and you give yourself a nice, and I do it 3 days before because unfortunately it does cause blood. It creates blood. It causes cuts. But I use the Harry's lotion and I put it all over my whole body.
Well coiffed.
And coiffed to like the baby's bum. And we talked about this and go ahead.
I don't have a hairy back like you, so I don't need the wax. I use various peanuts and other products, but accoutrements, if you will.
Did you say it causes blood?
Well, there's a few nicks here and there. Yes,
taking that implement down by Lord Charlie.
It's little Johnny. So you got to be careful because. So what you do is you take this head off, right? And it's got 11. Where is it?
He does get the butthole bleached.
Is it true? Can we fact check that?
We can talk about that next week, Willie.
Why don't you give that little accoutrement to your blind masseuse when you come back from Arizona and let her give you one? And let her give her one over.
No, the moral on the was
true blood.
No, the moral of the story of the blind girl was it's amazing what she can do. Like she gets around the city, and this is not a small city. It's 3 million people. She gets around the city. She gets around, like, it brought a tear to my eye, like how good she was and how she could, like, I can't get around the freaking city and I can see what I'm doing. Like, I get lost all the time, and she can do it with and the freaking, no, it's $80. Yeah. So anyways,
if
but
you were a stand-up guy, when you come back from Arizona, you'll take her to Earl's, you'll hold her hand, you'll walk in, and then when you stumble out at night, she'll drive you home.
Possibly. But the moral of the story is,
this is footage of him stumbling.
Look at Clint back in the Larry, 2-time Stanley Cup champion. Oh, there's the blind girl.
No,
let's
I
go
told
back
you.
Look at this. Larry in his pair of his Dockers, all of a sudden, bang, right into that dumpster.
Well, who's the dummy? That's me walking, and that's you watching me.
I thought it was a blind girl.
4'3". Come on, help me out. So, anyways,
5'9", 200, and you witnessed it when I picked up that check in the Hershey chocolate martini bar.
5'9". I'm not sure about that.
All right, Clint, our favorite feature. Let's cue it up. Go back to the garden once again tonight.
Oh,
here's somebody who's mixed it up in his heyday. The spew that came out of that mouth. The only thing more offensive was the left side of the State of the Nation address a couple weeks ago. Larry Melnyk, ladies and gentlemen. Any grievances? You seem to be very relaxed with your massage, and you're going away. You got money in the mail. You got a check. Yeah. Things are okay at home.
Well, I'm surprised that I knew how to do direct deposit, to be honest with you. Like, the government it's hard. Anyways, so computer. Pardon?
You have a cheat sheet to figure it out?
Well, I phone many people. Like, I'm on the phone a lot trying to figure shit out. And so now, because I'm 65, there's also a dental program, because I have no medical, right? So the medical's gone, the dental's gone, all my insurance is gone. So I had to figure out how to go online and do medical insurance while I'm gone. Because my company, I was 24 hours anywhere in the world. Now I don't have that. So now I got to pay for that. That's $380 for the two of us for 3 weeks. Not bad. So we're covered for $10 million in case something happens. If I do Camelback Mountain or Pinnacle Peak or whatever, and I don't make it, what
was that number? You covered for what?
What? 10 million.
You covered for how much?
10 million.
10?
$10 million.
You're worth more dead.
I know. No, it's not life insurance. I don't know what's going to happen. I didn't ask the girl what happens if I die. I just want to be covered if I break an ankle or I go to the hospital. And you Americans, instead of me going to the hospital for free, you Americans are going to put some pins in it. You're going to wreck my leg, and you do this shit, and all of a sudden it's $100,000. Got to be covered.
If I were you, I would stay away from doctors and hospitals in the States.
Or mountains. Don't climb a mountain. So anyways, I don't know who the hell came up with this video replay bullshit. It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
They still can't get it right.
Can't get it right. So Toronto or
get the rig,
Philadelphia, yeah. Billy, don't worry. You're going to get something.
I had the ring on my finger. It was a little tight. Larry's got a very small hand.
Yeah, I don't think so. It could have fit around your little Johnny, no problem. So anyways.
Look at them small hands.
Talk about fitting around little Johnny. Look at you here, poster boy.
That looks like I'm in Mexico. You don't want to go to...
Oh. You do look like a bullfighter.
Yeah.
Well, here's me in my daytime job. Very well coiffed. Look at the hair here. 5'9", 200.
Is that suit extra small?
It's a 44 regular. Mr.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
So, what was it? The
like
Columbus
Fox.
What was it? The Columbus game or Toronto Columbus or somebody, 2 goals disallowed. You touch a goalie and they disallow a goal.
The officiating has been horrible.
Oh my
They're
God.
coming after Rempe. I agree with you. They still can't get it right. And same in football, and the shit replay doesn't work.
How can these general managers sit at the Florida meetings? They're probably drunk as skunks, like we are most of the time.
They drink.
And they don't get shit accomplished. They don't do anything. Billy,
he's taking a shot at you tonight.
Billy, I'm 190 pounds after I like
this. I think you.
How do you know? I mean, you both are Larry. How do we know which one he was talking about?
Well, the dwarf is the one on the right with the little masseuse today. Look at him. Maybe you could shave off a few pounds when you go down to Arizona. You look a little bloated.
I don't understand. It's just the angle of the TV.
Not the angle.
It's just the angle.
Okay. We still love you. You got a little chubby.
So what's your beef? What's your beef there, big beef?
All right. Major League Opening Day today. Yankees victorious. Our Yankees at the stadium today. They beat the Brewers 4-2. But here's my beef. The Cubs and Dodgers played 2 games last week in Tokyo, Japan. They were regular season games, followed by another week of spring training games back in your beloved Arizona. What's the rationale here? These should have been exhibition games. They had 2 games. The Dodgers beat the Cubs twice. So now they're 0-2 and 2-0 respectively. Then they play 3 or 4 meaningless spring training games, and now the season starts for both teams tonight.
How many people were in Japan? And
probably a lot of Japanese.
Yeah,
and probably five of our viewers are there, as Clint has produced analytics in the past. We have an audience in Japan.
It's all about the dollar, Lawrence. As you
no
know,
question about it. It's all the buck. NFL goes to Europe. They got the game in England, Ireland, Germany, but they do it in the middle of the season. Here, why would you do this? So you're going to get the same gate anyway. Make it an exhibition spring training game. Let the teams come home fresh, start the season, and play their 162. I don't know. It's all about the big buck, but it is what it is.
So do you think the players want to fly to Japan? They got enough travel.
No. The football players don't want to go. In the middle of a week, they got to fly 8 hours or whatever to Europe, or, the players don't want it. They had to come back, but then... So stop the spring training. They come back to their respective camps in Arizona. They got meaningless games. And then the Cubs start off in Arizona tonight. The Dodgers are actually playing at home tonight, the defending champions, against the Tigers. But I don't know. It just seems like either do it, earlier in spring training, let them come back instead of rushing that trip. But that's MLB knows better than me.
Yeah, the Blue Jays, they're not my favorite team. The Red Sox are my favorite team. Baltimore's got a great team. Toronto comes out of camp, and the coach is, I'm so excited about whatever. They were down 6. The Blue Jays are down 6-2 to Baltimore. So I don't know, more of the same. They're talking about
Vladimir Guerrero.
Vladdy's worried about 20 million or 30 million. Just sign the fucking contract
year. They had
shut up and sign the contract. Jesus,
he should.
Who gives a shit? Yeah,
they didn't do well in the offseason. So anyway, you have any closing comments?
That it?
No. Before Clint pulls the plug on us, I've got some closing comments. I think you do too. And we got some more stuff to talk about.
Okay, so goalie interference, we did that. It's a joke. Toronto's a joke. I have friends that Facebook me and FaceTime me and all that shit from Toronto. I said, don't FaceTime me until you guys win the cup. Leave me alone.
Toronto will never happen.
Somebody just got fired today. Good on them. Don't give a shit.
Out again.
Hate the Flyers. Hate the Flyers. Should have happened halfway through the season. Please don't recycle him or those guys again.
It's the same guys who get recycled. He lost 10 out of the last 11. The Flyers, who I hate, we both hate, in agreement there. He's out again. He'll end up somewhere. I hope it's not the Rangers.
No recycle. No recycle. That's it. Done.
The same 3 guys have been recycled. Hopefully he's at that point, but we got to go in a different direction.
Lawrence, tell him to move in next door to you down in Florida and just fucking retire. Thank you. Enough.
And I'll move to Vancouver. I don't want to be.
Exactly.
Interesting weekend. I met Dana White at the Big Chill in
Really?
Key Largo on Saturday. MMA, and the bartender pointed him out, and very much like being in Vegas with Larry Melnyk, a much smaller guy with a small hand. I shook hands with him. He's a little guy.
Well, everybody's bigger than you, and I'm bigger than you, so I got to be
bigger than him, and I'm bigger than you.
Now, was he a fighter? Actually, a fighter? Did he start out?
I don't think so. He spun out this ridiculous, the whole octagon MMA, 380 plus fights already now, and extremely successful, and a very personable guy. Spoke to him for a few minutes. He was having a few pops. Got a little entourage with him, so we were sitting there having some pops. The next day, we go up to Homestead and went to the races. 3-time Super Bowl champion and head coach of the Redskins in the 80s and 90s. Now NASCAR owner, the great Joe Gibbs.
Yeah.
Wonderful guy. We met at the Homestead Speedway in the suite, and for whatever bizarre reason, I was a guest of Rheem Air Conditioning, HVAC. There were 24 guys in the suite from Rheem, Canada, all based out of Vancouver, and a couple of them Coquitlam, your hometown. Wow. Not one of them knew Larry Melnyk.
Perfect. That's the way it should be. Anonymous.
But a couple of them go to the blind masseuse.
Wow.
Last call. Frank Pelico, retiring after 33 years, organist for the Blackhawks from the old Chicago Stadium, the pipe organ, to the United Center. Great career. What I want to ask you one time with that, I always loved that place. I got there before they ripped it down. What was it like, all kidding aside? The locker rooms were downstairs behind the goals. You had to go up and down those tiles. What was that like as a player?
It was crazy. First of all, it's intimidating just driving to the arena because it's through a lot of bad areas.
Well, the new one is next door. It's not better.
No, the burning barrels thing, live. We saw it live. And the first time, what would that be like? Well, we played them in the playoffs against Edmonton when we won the first cup was 84. Like that place they're singing and dancing and talking through the whole anthem, all the anthems. Like the place and the guys playing the organ and that, it's the loudest building ever.
The old pipe organ there that they couldn't move. Some university bought it. They got another one now at the new place. But that tradition started, back I guess in the mid '80s. They would stand and cheer. My friend, the great Wayne Messmer, sang hundreds of times at Chicago Stadium, Wrigley Field. He's wonderful. He does sings a bunch of standards, but. It was an electric audience. I've been to the United Center. It's like every other generic venue today, but Chicago Stadium, one of those original 6, was special. And I was glad I got to be there. Oh, here we go. Super Bowl champion Eagles. They had a jail in the old vet. Here's 3 Melnyk fans, Long, Cox, and Hurts. Fly, Eagle, fly. Super Bowl champs. I'm a New York Football Giant fan. Nay.
That's it. Another show is over. Homework done.
Was that your prep?
April. Next live show. Visit the Larry's podcast on YouTube. See all the previous shows and clips. Subscribe if you have currently not. We thank you. Over 50,000 total views on all platforms since our launch in August. Rest in peace, George Foreman. Larry's had plenty of meal on the George Foreman grill. And the great Sam Rosen stepping down after 40 years. Can you tell me who Sam Rosen's first broadcast partner was? Somebody you don't really care for.
Al Trotwig.
Negative.
Oh. Fill
I don't
me
think
in.
you like him.
Don't know.
He played for 3 of the original 6 teams.
You're breaking up a bit.
He played for 3 of the original 6.
First letter.
Initials are PE.
E.
PE.
Don't know.
Phil Esposito.
He just traded away probably one of the. I don't, yeah.
It was a delay.
I don't
Clint.
mind Phil at all.
You don't like Phil. Phil was at the ceremony the other night, and the first broadcast partner.
No. No.
Yes.
Phil wasn't the first. It had to be. You go way back.
He replaced
No, but
Bill
before
Gordon
that,
and Chadwick, the big whistle. Marv Albert did the radio. Sam Rosen, his first. This was before.
Okay. Well, Phil's looking a little rough. He's what is he? 8? Yeah.
Oh, at least.
Okay. Well, that's it. See you in a few weeks. I'm going to Phoenix. I'm taking some time off.
Will we communicate? We're going to talk while you're in Phoenix?
No.
Larry Melnyk, Clint,
Good night.
Bell, Larry P. Thank you. Safe trip to Arizona. We love you.